is most people are running hobbies and little sideline operations. They're really not running a business, and that's where I think the risk is in real estate, is when you're in for a hobby, you do it casually, you get casual results. When you really run a business, you're running with an intent, you have a full business plan, you really have some defined goals of what it's going to mean to be wealthy, to have the portfolio, and the business be what you need it to be. So in this program, I'm going to talk through the 7 steps to building a real estate business foundation. In fact, the learning that is going to occur in this program is how do you take these 7 steps of building a business plan and have it be so defined that it would pass an IRS inspection. That's what my work does. I want to get you to know how to run a real estate company such that the profits, the net worth, your financial goals, your financial freedom days will come sooner than you ever thought was possible. So let's talk about what does it mean to even be wealthy. As you think about being a wealth builder through real estate, and as you think about building a business through real estate, you really have to know your why in real estate. What I notice is that there's this infamous goal of I want to make $5,000 a month in passive income. Believe me, I coach and train people across the country in real estate. I personally have over $100 million worth of real estate. I operate out of many, many states. I have a very unique combination of field partners, deal creators, other people's money, IRA money, other people's credit. Very unique deal creation when I run my real estate business. So the first thing you have to think about is your why. My why is I love real estate as a business. I love having field partners. I love having multiple companies, some that produce cash flows, some that are land development companies, some that are rehab companies, some that are lease option companies. I run a variety of those companies, but in and of themselves, each of them have their own business plan. So as you think about being wealthy through real estate, I want you to think about your active strategy. As you think about your business plan and your active strategy, what will you be doing? Buying one piece of real estate here and one there and one there and one there, that's really not a business, right? I'd call that just a collection, not a business. When I want you to think about a business, I want you to think volume. I want you to think a minimum of 3, and ideally, I want you to think in buying in the 15 to 20 range. Yes, that's 15 to 20 pieces of real estate. For example's sake, I'm going to use a single-family Section 8 rental program through the course of this program. Because what I need you to do is think about the variety of strategies that you could possibly use to design and create and then write a business plan around your real estate. Let me give you some examples. You could specialize in multi-units. You could specialize in land development. You could specialize in lease option. You could specialize in Section 8 housing, which is government-funded housing. You could be a fix and flip kind of business. You could be a small office commercial development sort of business. But what I want you to think about is which one, and yes, I said one, which one strategy will you become an expert in? Which one strategy will you become an active real estate investor that is running a real estate business? And the reason I'm framing that so strongly is I really need this to be a business for a lot of reasons. I want the tax advantages. I want the full business structure. I want the legal protection, the asset protection. I want you to have a company such that if you wanted to raise money and really accelerate this company, you could present investors or a bank a business plan. This is what I do. See, the reason why most people don't grow in real estate and the reason why most people never reach that $5,000 a month in passive income goal, or they really kind of have what I call a hodgepodge business plan around their real estate acquisitions, is that they're not focused. Real estate takes an enormous amount of focus, and what I'm going to call local focus. So as you think about building a business, let's talk through the 7 steps of this business plan I keep sharing with you. The first step in a business plan is that you have a vision. The second step is that you have strategies and tactics. The third step is that you have a revenue model, which a revenue model clearly defines how big the real estate company is going to be and how you're going to make the money. Step number 4 is protection.